Hi everyone, welcome back to Grind and Shine Season 2. Today we're super happy. We have Junior, the owner and founder from Rookies Coffee with us. Hi Junior.
Hey, hi everyone. It's Junior from Rookies Coffee Shop.
Yeah, so just to give everyone an introduction of what Hidden Notes is about, this series is really to uncover the surprises, the untold stories, and like little things in the daily lives of barista, of coffee shop owners, of home brewers, and people who just love coffee so much. So I believe that there's a lot of things that people do, but they don't say it to everyone. This is an opportunity to uncover a lot of these things. So thank you, Junior, to kick off our first episode of the season.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So maybe to start off, can you give us a brief introduction of who you are and what brought you to coffee?
So I got my start in specialty coffee about like 6-ish, almost 7 years ago. So it started just as part-time work, after uni, but I transitioned into full-time positions at some of the, I would say the two main places for me were Kurasu and Little Big Coffee Roasters.
Yeah. And why coffee? Why not restaurants? Why not bars and other places?
I think for me personally, I really enjoyed drinking coffee. So I would say like properly, I had specialty coffee when I was still studying in the Polytechnic. So that's like a good, when I was like 17, 18 years old. I always found it, I always found coffee really enjoyable as a beverage. And I always wanted to try being like, doing like a front-facing service kind of job, but I never had the guts to do it. So, I guess when you grow older, you just feel a bit more braver. So I tried that, doing that part-time after uni, and yeah, one thing led to another, and here we are.
Nice. And how long has Rookies been around?
So officially, we started operating in 2022 Jan. 22nd Jan 2022. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been almost 3 years now.
Almost 3 years. Wow, that's a long time. And can you share one hidden note or a few hidden notes with us in your coffee journey? It can be like, I don't know, little things, surprises that brought you to where you are now.
Okay, so I would say I quite prefer and I'm quite open to quality of acidity in coffee because of the way I was brought up. So my mom is like Cantonese, so like whenever we head out for dinner at restaurants, we'll get soup. And I think one of the more interesting soups she introduced to me was Suan La Tang. So basically it's like Suan La Tang basically translates to sour and spicy soup. It's like a Sichuan kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I just remember it to be like, bright, a little bit spicy, but more floral because of the peppercorns. And yeah, I think from there I just really enjoyed that kind of thing, and I would like to think that it transferred into my preference for coffee as well.
Okay, so you used to go to the same place for the hot and sour soup?
It's just that one-off, but like it never really left my memory.
A memory in your brain thinking that it's so good,
yeah,
and somehow it translates to your love for coffee as well.
I would say translates into like I guess the openness. Yeah, for different like flavor experiences in coffee.
And for coffee itself, I believe everyone has a different interpretation of coffee means to them. I think for me, for the podcast itself, coffee is like a means of connection with different people, and then we just share the love of coffee, and then you just happen to talk to the barista all the time. So for Junior yourself, what coffee means to you?
So I would say that coffee is special to me because of the fact that only in recent years I've come to understand how difficult it is to properly grow, process, roast and prepare, a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I would say that, baristas and roasters, we are very fortunate, to be able to procure most of the time, really, really good coffees. If we look properly, we could never possibly imagine the amount of like, hard work, you know, years, not even hours, years that goes into, you know, properly tending to coffee plants and, you know, coffee cherries. And just to know how much effort goes into, you know, being able to get this ingredient into our hands to share with, you know, people who enjoy it just as much as we do, it's a great privilege. So that's why it's so special to me, just understanding how much labor goes into every link in the chain. Yeah.
So was this like a spark of realization happened in one experience, or it just built up over the years?
I would say this realization came to me based on how I grew up as well. Growing up, I was always taught not to waste food and drinks.
Yeah, same.
And you don't really get it, you know, when you're younger. Like when you're older, you start to understand the hows and whys of things.
Yeah.
So you need to like learn how to appreciate it. Like I think for us as Singaporeans, you know, we don't really see all that labor because we are quite big on importing. So what we need, we just get almost like a set.
Yeah.
We are not exposed to that hands-on approach to the process, which is a shame. I feel that if more of us were exposed to it, we would truly understand how much of labor it is. Yeah. So I would say that realization came to me growing up.
Yeah, that's very true, because I think for a lot of Singaporeans or people living in Singapore, coffee or other beverages like chocolates is just a drink for them for $5, $6, but that's why a lot of people will waste the drink, or like, oh, I'm full, and then they waste food, and then we'll go to restaurants and we'll see a lot of food waste in the restaurants, and I'm really like against food waste and all these kind of waste. So so you're completely right that we import a lot of things, and hence a lot of us take for granted the resources and how people put into the labor and the work.
Absolutely.
And I know, jumping outside of coffee a bit about your personal life, you are a passionate runner, a crazy runner actually. So if you follow Junior on Instagram, he will go on like midnight runs, like I don't know, 12 a.m, I don't know, 2 a.m. or something, or morning runs before he opened the shop, or he would like run to the shop or something. And then you also joined the Standard Chartered Marathon, half marathon. So what is your thing with running, and how does that translate to running a coffee shop?
So the whole running thing started mainly because I wanted something, you know, sort of like almost free lah, so you don't have to pay money to do, you know, just to keep healthy. So it started with like, you know, a concern for overall and general health. Then I realized that it's something that really keeps me, or like allows me to just like unwind. Like, you know, running a business really makes me feel like a great sense of like time starvation. So being able to just lock in and do something to just like unwind as well was very nice. It helps that I had a friend, or I have a friend, you know, who I'm actively still training with. The shouts to Silas, you know, we ran the half marathon together. Yeah, so we still train together, and we were training together back then as well. So I felt that we were just putting in a bit like too much time and effort. So I was like, you know, hey bro, let's go and sign up for the half marathon.
Why not? You're training already.
Yeah, we're training already. So like, just wanted to give ourselves something a little bit more tangible to work towards. And I would say that structure ties in very nicely to running a business as well. For me, it's just like you know, even on days where you feel like you're not like super strong, you know, you still show up to the track, or you know, to whatever road you're running, and like, you know, just still put in the work even if you're not feeling 100%. I think it applies to anyone's work as well. So for sure, that's like the link to me, you know, being able to be disciplined, you know, showing up, just doing our best at the very least, you know. How
do you balance your schedule, because you're in the shop almost 7 days a week,
yes,
and you open the shop at
that's 9:30 latest. Yeah.
So how do you structure your time, and when would you go for runs?
Right. So like basically like what you say is about like as soon as I run early in the morning, I try not to eat into midnight runs anymore. I used to run at night and it eats into midnight. Try not to anymore. These days, if it's like maybe like ungodly hours, we're looking at probably wake up at 4.
4?
Yeah, 4. Cause if it's a long run, something that requires upwards of like an hour to. You know, 1.5 hours are basically
you have to cool down and walking a bit.
Bright and early is good. Weather is cooling. You know,
cool.
getting a bit of food. Or else I would just do like if it's like a short, easy one before work also, that's fine as well. Not so bad. I can do like a 6 a.m. wake up time. You know. If not, I'll just do after work. If the work day is not too tiring, even if it is. I just go for something easy.
And then back to coffee itself. I'm sure that like everyone opening a shop wants to express some of their thoughts or messages behind and what coffee means to them. For example, it's like what you just said, that appreciating the hard work that farmers put into coffee production, etc. So in terms of the craft, how would you use your craft of making a coffee or brewing it to express your values and what you want to convey to the customers?
Right. So I would say something that I believe in is do the small things as best as you can. So I think that is something that's super applicable to coffee, where the technical aspect of things, you know, you can really deep dive into. From espresso preparation to preparing milk for coffee, to making sure that your hand brews are as consistent as they can be based on how high you hold your kettle, how fast you choose to let go of the water from the kettle, and how many like rotations, that kind of thing. I think the idea of doing the small things as best as you can really applies to coffee. And maybe I'm just a bit of a perfectionist as well, not in every aspect of life, but for coffee I would say, because it's something that you make your own hands for another person. Most of the time it's for people who are trading, exchanging money for your product and your service. So there's a layer of accountability to them for that, but at the same time it's also more like you should do all those small things as best you can because you are here. And you should just show up, for yourself first. If you're not gonna even do your best, then what's the point of doing anything at all?
About your personality, how can making coffee or serving your coffee to your customers also express that bit?
I would say.
Or do you think that your shop or the whole personality represents you?
I would say like the shop, stepping into the shop, like kind of does a good job of communicating my values and my personality as well. I would say generally, you're here, you've been here a couple of times. You can tell like it's like super duper like laid back, I will hope. For me as well, you got to be professional, for sure. Be respectful, but I don't think like you need to be like super uptight about how you run your service as well. Just let the customer come as they are, and treat them like how you would want to be treated. But like obviously like you don't have to bend over backwards. Just be like nice to them. Be chill, but just keep it authentic. I think I do my best to just keep it real. Like if they can tell that I mean, I got a bunch of regulars, and sometimes they just know that I'm not
Every
having
time
like
I come here, they're regulars.
there's some,
There's
yeah,
some
there's, no, but that's the best part about work,
Yes.
right? It makes like the whole thing feel at home, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I think like the best part is like when regulars come in and they know that I'm not feeling like 100%, and they ask me, I can just like tell them, and it's fine. You
Yeah,
know,
it's fine.
they still want to be around, and that's like
Yeah.
the best feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I think there's an impression that people think that, oh, once I step into a coffee shop, people must be smiling, they must be saying hi, and they must have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But actually, we're all human beings.
Yeah,
And-
sometimes you just need to try that.
Yeah, but then, and especially running a restaurant, running a coffee shop, a bar, is like super, super tiring. So I think it's amazing that there are customers that ask you, oh, how's your day? It must be a busy day.
Yeah, for sure. You can count on them to be kind, but do your best to be kind to them as well. You know?
Yeah. Okay. And speaking about customers, how do you think that baristas or owners can create that connection moments, talking to the customers and things like that?
How to create that moment of connection? I'd say you have to like serve whoever you're serving, like you, not just like you really want to. You just have to want to serve them.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't matter, you know, like maybe small things like just listening to them when they speak, you know. Yeah, just taking your time, giving them their attention, making sure that when you're making the drink that they ordered, you know, make sure that you care about what you're making for them, because it's like they chose to give their time to you.
Yeah.
I think that's like the most important thing. People who come through and they pull up, they give their time to you. They choose to. So yeah, you have to as well. I think that sometimes actions, or like most times actually, actions speak louder than words, and they can see it. And I think, you know, them, the customer being able to see it, you know, that you care, is enough to foster that moment, you know, connection for them. I feel.
And speaking about the final hidden note, right, and also like the main gist of this episode, is there an unforgettable story that you would like to share with us? Be it like a surprise or a secret or something that is being untold by you.
Right.
It can be for many years, it can be recently.
Wow. Okay, I don't think this is like a huge secret with me, but I was actually asked a very good question on one of my first ever job interviews in coffee. So this one is a shout out to Ru Ai. She works at Barrow now, but back in the day, she used to manage Nexus Coffee at International Plaza. So it's a sister brand of Community Coffee Bar.
Okay.
So went there for a job interview, and it's, apart from the standard questions, she asked me, you know, why I wanted to work in coffee. I gave the most standard answer, which was to, you know, I want to make the best cup of coffee for everyone that comes by. Yeah, but like, she asked, then, you know, is there more? You know, what differentiates you from other baristas, and, you know, what differentiates the potential shop that you help to, you know, run and upkeep compared to other shops?
Yeah.
And I thought it was a very good but complicated question at that time. And
You were just starting.
I haven't
coffee,
actually properly worked in
Yeah.
coffee yet. So that was like a huge, sort of like a wake up kind of like call question. I asked, you know, I don't really know, you know, do you have what's your answer? And she told me, she shared with me that it's, you know, what will separate you and your shop from the rest is the people. People don't always go to coffee shops just for coffee, you know. Sometimes most times, they continue to support a place because of the people who help to run and manage it as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, your coffee may be great. I think most places can do great coffee, you know, most places are having good equipment, good training, good coffee. But what separates you from the rest is your personality, your service style, because that's what will keep your people from coming back to you. Yeah, keep your people coming back to you. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now, today, if you're asked the same question, what would your answer be?
If I was asked the same question
Yeah.
today, I would say quite honestly it's the same.
Same.
Yeah, I will answer in the same way that Ru did those years ago. I would say straight up, it's you and your service. Yeah, they will bring those people back. Yeah.
Okay, last but not least,
Yeah.
is there anything you want to say to our audience?
Come by. There's a lot of things that can be said, but some things are better said in person. So come by.
Yeah, I think come by, and then Junior is very open all the time, and then you can ask him anything, and he's a nice friend to have.
Yeah, just keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it chill.
Yeah, thank you so much, Junior, for the interview.
Don't mention it.
So, a tradition of our podcast is always a game.
Okay.
If you are tuned into our season 1, it's always quick shots and quick fire questions. This season, we're gonna play something different. It's called roast or toast.
Okay.
I'll give like an option or an object or like anything, and then I'll ask, okay, roast or toast.
Okay.
Then you can either like roast and criticize and then explain why,
Right.
or toast, which means
Give it a
you
cheers.
cheers to it, and
Okay.
then why you also support that.
Right.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, let's
Okay,
go.
first one, pineapple on pizza.
Toast. Why? Because it's something novel and I grew up with it, so best to remember your roots and don't disrespect it.
Okay. Second, avocado toast.
Avocado toast. Okay, toast. People like brunch. I'm not gonna take that away from them. I'm okay with it.
Australian vibes.
Yeah, Australian vibes.
Do you take it?
Sometimes.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
okay.
sometimes.
Okay, next, Hokkien mee.
Hokkien mee toast, 100% toast. Yeah. Are you serious? Like, this is goated. It's goated. You cannot say that it's not goated. Yeah.
Which place would you go to?
There's this place that my dad always buys from. It's like, I don't know, some
Far away.
some Lorong 29 Geylang, the famous one. They still do like the
yeah,
charcoal sort of powered grill fire. So yeah, you guys know better than me, for
Yeah,
sure.
Geylang is the place to go for food.
Yes.
Okay, next, replying text with emojis.
Replying text emojis, toast, 100% toast.
100%.
Yeah.
Wow. Gen Z.
Some text you deserve the emojis.
Okay.
Some emojis say better, say more things. Yeah.
Replying text with stickers, WhatsApp stickers.
Yes, toast, 100%. Telegram stickers, WhatsApp stickers, all can. Yeah.
Okay. Running without music.
Toast.
Really?
I always get caught like a psychopath for not running with music, but like, don't you want to like just be aware of your surroundings and hear your cadence? I think
So
that's
1.5 hours without music.
Yes,
You're
can.
okay?
Totally can, 100%. It makes you so locked in.
Yeah? Okay,
Try
I'll
it
do
before
that.
you roast it.
Okay. And then this one, I think we already know the answer. 4 a.m. runs.
Toast, 100% toast.
Okay.
Please, yeah. So cooling, your heart rate is low. Nice to do something productive in the morning as well.
Okay, nice. Singing in the shower.
Toast lah. Everyone does it, please. You cannot tell me you don't do that. Capping if you tell me you do that. Yeah.
Okay, last question. If you have to use a song to describe rookies, what would it be?
Whoa, wow, this is so difficult. One song to describe rookies, I would say there's this band called Last Dinosaurs. They have a song called 11. It's a very good theme song, I would say. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, thank you, Junior, for coming to the interview today.
Thank
and
you
please
for-
visit Rookies in Alessandra. It's a very nice shop and with nice coffee and people. Last but not least, follow us on Instagram, Grind and Shine Podcast, YouTube, Grind and Shine Podcast, and Spotify as well. See you. Thank you, Junior.
Bye.